In this second part of our Goldfinger 60th anniversary retrospective, we're diving into the lasers, locations, lyrics, and everything in between. We'll unpack the film's explosive box office triumph that redefined Bond's legacy and dive into the fascinating myths and facts that still intrigue fans. From the iconic laser scene that nearly cut 007 in half, to the gold paint myth that became Hollywood legend, we'll explore the glamorous international locations and the unforgettable music that set the tone for Bond's greatest hits. Get ready as we reveal the secrets, surprises, and stories behind the movie that set the gold standard for spy films. Oh, and one more thing. Please subscribe, comment, and leave a like.
You're joking.
I never joke about my work, 007.
The film was also notable for its incorporation of cutting-edge technology for the time, both within the story and in its production. The scene where Bond is nearly cut in half by a laser beam was groundbreaking. The special effects team used a combination of practical effects and post-production enhancements, all to create the laser beam, which was a relatively new technology at the time.
You also loved the gadgets, didn't you? I mean, boys with their toys is part of the huge attraction of Bond.
That was Harry Saltzman was the boy with the toy. He adored and was getting them from all over the place. We had somebody in the Pentagon who was leaking secrets of whatever the latest American toys were, and he said, there's a laser beam, and Harry Saltzman sent for me, he said, there's a laser beam here, and I said, what's a laser beam, Harry? And he said, well, it's like a light, but you can go on the moon, you can see it on the moon. I thought, very interesting, but with what object? And nobody knew what lasers were or what they were for. I mean, all this medical thing didn't exist in those days. And I think it was Dick Maybaum, one of the writers, who had the thing, well, yeah, we could use it to cut gold, because Mr. Goldfinger is knee-deep in gold, and that'd be good to cut his... And asked for about it. I mean, why don't we cut off Bond's private parts, instead of a circular saw, which was the standard thing, let's use a laser beam. Yeah, it's a good idea. And that's how, Bonds were made. The actual scene, well, that's real high tech. The special effects people got a sheet of metal and they cut it in half, and then they welded it together back again. And then they painted the whole lot. And James Bond is tied on the thing, and I say action, and the two special effects men, one is underneath with a torch, and the other one's got a blowtorch. And you can see the weld, so they're lying there, and I wait till nothing happens for a bit, and there's Sean sitting up having a look. And eventually the blowtorch works, and the weld starts to melt. And I said, that's good, a bit quicker, and saying, Sean, lie down. So Sean lies down, and he's trying to watch. And then it's marvelous because some smoke comes out. And I says, good, quicker, a little quicker. That's good, no, slow down. And Sean is now beginning to get... And you talk about sweat, that was real sweat. And he's thinking, when is that son of a bitch going to say cut? Because he knows that the two technicians underneath, one with a torch to show him where the thing is, and the other one with the blowtorch is going along, they don't know where Sean's crutch is. They just are going along. And there's this great sigh of relief when I did say cut.
Goldfinger also marked the debut of the Aston Martin DB5, which became an integral part of the James Bond legacy. Equipped with gadgets by Q Branch, the car featured an ejector seat, machine guns, bulletproof shield, oil slick dispenser, smoke screen, and revolving number plates. These gadgets captivated audiences and became a hallmark for the Bond series. The Aston Martin DB5 itself became a star, with replicas and toys becoming highly sought after in the years to come. Its appearance significantly boosted Aston Martin's profile and sales.
Where's my Bentley?
Oh, he's had its day, I'm afraid.
What
It's never let me down.
M's orders, 007. You'll be using this Aston Martin DB5 with modifications. Now, pay attention, please. Windscreen bulletproof, as are the side and the rear windows. Revolving number plates, naturally. Valid all countries. Here's a nice little transmitting device called a Homer. You prime it by pressing that back like this. You see? The smaller model is now standard field issue, to be fitted into the heel of your shoe. Its larger brother is magnetic. Right. To be concealed in the car you're trailing while you keep out of sight. Reception on the dashboard here. Audio visual range 150 miles.
Ingenious and useful too. Allow a man to stop off for a quick one en route.
It has not been perfected out of years of patient research entirely for that purpose, 007. And incidentally, we'd appreciate its return, along with all your other equipment. Intact for once when you return from the field.
Oh, you'd be surprised the amount of wear and tear that goes on out there in the field. Anything else?
Well, I won't keep you for more than an hour or so if you give me your undivided attention. We've installed some rather interesting modifications. You see this arm here? Now open the top and inside are your defense mechanism controls. Smoke screen, oil slick, rear bulletproof screen, and left and right front wing machine guns. Now this one I'm particularly keen about. You see the gear lever here? Now if you take the top off, you'll find a little red button. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Now, why not?
Because you'll release this section of the roof and engage and fire the passenger ejector seat. Whoosh.
Ejector seat? You're joking.
I never joke about my work, 007.
Goldfinger was filmed in various international locations. In England, Pinewood Studios served as the primary production facility, where elaborate sets like Fort Knox were constructed. For any scenes involving aircraft, RAF Northolt was used. And then, of course, there was Stoke Park Golf Club, the site of the iconic golf match between Bond and Goldfinger.
Yes, sir. There's an old member dropped by, sir. Same handicap as yours. I wondered if you'd rather play with him.
Where is he?
Mr. Bond,
Yes?
this is Mr. Goldfinger.
How do you do? How do you do?
You can go straight off. The first tee is clear.
Fine.
I'll get Hawker to caddy for you, Mr. Bond.
Well, that'll be splendid. Shall we make it a shilling a hole?
Mm-hmm.
This meeting is not a coincidence, eh? What's your game, Mr. Bond?
My game?
You didn't come here to play golf.
Moving on out of England, there was Switzerland, where Furka Pass was seen in Bond's pursuit of Tilly Masterson along the winding mountain roads, showcasing the Aston Martin DB5's capabilities. And as far as exterior shots of Goldfinger's factory, well, that was shot at Andermatt. In the United States, exterior shots were taken near the actual Fort Knox in Kentucky, but due to security restrictions, the interior was recreated at Pinewood.
Incidentally, that's not Fort Knox. It's a film set here, Goldfinger, in Buckinghamshire, Pinewood.
And then, of course, there was Miami Beach, used for the opening scenes set at the Fontainebleau Hotel, though most of Connery's scenes were filmed at Pinewood Studios.
Miss?
Hey, would you... That's Mr. Goldfinger's suite.
Yes, I know. You're very sweet.
He just drew the king of clubs. That makes his count 59. He's got a diamond run, 8, 9, 10. He's holding on to the 6 of spades, so I guess he thinks you want it. That last draw was the 8 of hearts. He needs kings and queens.
Who are you?
Bond. James Bond.
Come on, come on. Ah, that's more like it.
And then, of course, there's the sound of Goldfinger. John Barry's memorable score played a crucial role in defining the musical identity of the James Bond series. His score for Goldfinger blended orchestral arrangements with jazz and pop influence. The use of brass instruments added a sense of grandeur and excitement. Barry's composition for suspenseful scenes, such as the laser sequence, used rising notes to build tension. His work set the standard for future Bond films, balancing sophistication with excitement. But there was, of course, the main theme song, Shirley Bassey's iconic Goldfinger.
Goldfinger, he's the man with the Midas touch, a spider's touch, such a cold finger.
It became one of the most iconic theme songs in film history. Written by John Barry with lyrics by Leslie Bricusse and Anthony Newley, Bassey's powerful and expressive voice added intensity to the song. She famously held the final note so long that she nearly passed out.
When it came to the kiss of death, it's the famous Bond car where the license plates turn around to any license plate that he wants, for any country he wants to go to, And it just matched the kiss of death. And it was very sensuous, But till we got to the end, and the credits didn't seem to end, and I had to hold this note. And it was like, forever. And I was looking at John, I was going blue in the face, finger! He loves gold! The credits are going, He's going, hold it. And the end, I nearly passed out, and they gave me water, sort of patted my hands with water, ice cold water and everything. It was just cruel business, show business. It's very cruel. But I had a world success.
The song would go on to reach number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in the US, and number 21 in the UK singles chart, but it was the legacy that set the template for future Bond themes, combining bold orchestration with sultry vocals. And of course, as we all know, Bassey would return for another theme in the James Bond universe.
Diamonds are forever.
But there was, of course, production challenges, and a few interesting facts or myths. One being the gold paint myth. One of the most enduring myths associated with Goldfinger is the belief that actress Shirley Eaton, who played Jill Masterson, died during filming due to skin suffocation from being covered in gold paint. Eaton was unharmed, of course, in reality. Precautions were taken to leave a small area of skin unpainted, but this was more for comfort than necessity. The myth added to the film's mystique and became part of Hollywood lore.
It was very, very hot. It was very uncomfortable. But I had it all down the front here because the shot was lying down, which the whole middle part was not painted gold.
The film's budget was approximately $3 million, significantly higher than the previous films. Funds were used for elaborate sets, special effects, and international location shooting. But that $3 million served a great purpose and was hardly missed, as the film made record-breaking earnings. Goldfinger grossed over $124 million worldwide, and it became the fastest-grossing film in history at the time. Not only that, but it would go on to win an Academy Award for Best Sound Editing, marking the first Oscar for a Bond film.
Norman Wanstall for Goldfinger, Robert L. Bratton for The Lively Set, and the winner? The winner is Norman Wanstall for Goldfinger.
ladies and gentlemen, it's very difficult to say thank you as sincerely as I'd like to now. But I'm a technician, so maybe I can leave the eloquence to the artists that follow. But on behalf of the sound departments that I've worked with and my production company and myself, may I thank you all very sincerely for this tremendous honor. And what's more, may I thank you for the opportunity of coming to your wonderful country. I think for my wife and I, this trip is going to be the greatest experience of our lives. Thank you very much indeed.
Goldfinger established many elements that became staples of the series, defining the Bond formula. The use of gadgets and technology, an elaborate opening sequence, an iconic theme song collaboration, all infused with humor and wit. All of this led to the cultural impact and legacy of Goldfinger. And there was, of course, influence beyond the franchise. In pop culture, phrases like "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die" entered the cultural lexicon. Goldfinger also influenced a wave of spy-themed media in the 1960s, and established tropes that became standard in action and adventure movies.
At a time convenient to you can be remotely activated, primed, lethal.
And what about these? What do these do? Electrocute you.
Don't be ridiculous. It's a hand grenade.
Shut up.
If you want to electrocute someone, you'll need a signet ring. A gentleman traditionally wears the signet on his left hand, but a kingsman wears it on whichever hand happens to be dominant. Touch the contact behind the ring, it delivers 50,000 volts.
Goldfinger remains a cornerstone of the James Bond franchise. Its successful blend of action, style, humor, and innovation not only entertained audiences at the time, but also influenced filmmakers for generations. As we celebrate its 60th anniversary, we recognize that Goldfinger was more than just a film. It was a cultural event, one that captured the imagination of audiences worldwide. Its legacy is evident in the continued popularity of the James Bond series, the enduring appeal of its characters, and the countless homages and parodies that it has inspired.
Welcome to 1975, Aston Powers and Forja. Excuse me while I change. The holler buggy has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty. You see, Mr. Powers, I love gold. The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture. I love gold so much that I even lost my genitalia in an unfortunate smelting accident. Hence the name Goldmember.
Ingenious, isn't it, Mr. Bunt?
Scorpio, you're totally mad.
I wouldn't point fingers, you jerk.
Sure, do you expect me to talk?
I don't expect anything from you except to die and be a very cheap funeral. You're gonna die now. Stop him! He's supposed to die! Nice work, Homer! Am I proud of you?
Well.
Revisiting Goldfinger today, we can appreciate how it has set the standard for the action and spy film genre. Combining thrilling storytelling with memorable performances and groundbreaking production values, it serves as a testament to the creativity and vision of its creators, and a reminder of the timeless allure of James Bond. So here's the Goldfinger, a golden legacy that continues to shine brightly, captivating new generations of fans and leaving an indelible mark on film history.